Welcome to TorchLight News. I'm Cameron Rowlett.
And I'm Elizabeth Longmire. Well, we're off to another great start to the semester and another boxing weekend that goes down in the books.
That's right, Savanna Jacoby tells us more about what it took to prepare for the match.
Thanks, Elizabeth and Cameron. Boxers from various Greek organizations have been training for boxing weekend for months now, and the long-awaited moment finally arrived this week.
Boxing weekend was once again upon us, and although it's a fun time for boxers and students, there is a determination in the fighter's eye to not only win, but raise the money. The annual Ace Miller Boxing Weekend Tournament is more than just a fighting match for the competitors, and more than just a dance party for the fans. Fans feel an adrenaline rush of excitement with every punch, hit, and jab thrown from the competitors during an over 30-year event here at UT. Kyle Santana is one of those competitors and has been training for this event for over a year. He says a lot of time and dedication is put into it to prepare for the tournament.
Started last summer with my dad's old best friend that used to be a pro boxer, and he taught me the stance, proper punches, then we got into combinations.
He says boxing weekend is exciting, but he did have to watch his weight.
To lose weight's been pretty hard. I had to start watching what I ate over Christmas break, and then when it got to crunch time before weigh-ins, I had to cut some water weight.
Although it is a fun, exciting weekend, the idea behind it means so much more. All proceeds from the event are going toward Golden Gloves, a nonprofit organization teaching young men and women the art of boxing. With the philanthropy in the back of their mind and a crowd of fans standing behind them, the boxers take it very seriously. The nerves sometimes make it hard to settle in the ring.
I'm not gonna lie, if you say you're not nervous, then you're probably lying, but you gotta use the nerves and try to use the adrenaline in there and just really count out the crowd, space it out, and get the tunnel vision and just focus on what you're doing, focus on your punches and your...
And although it's a hard sport, Santana says the fun and philanthropy make it all worth it.
Knowing that I'm going out there for a good cause, and at the end of the day, win or lose, we're out there to have fun, and it's just a really good environment to be around.
The boxing tournament was a 3-day process, eliminating boxers each day after a loss in the ring. Saturday was the final day where the belts were awarded. Lighting the way to UT News, I'm Savanna Jacoby.
The UT SGA Traditions Committee traded their Valentines Day for Valentines Day this year. The organization had a table set up for people to come make Valentine's Day cards for East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Valentine's Day is not just for the children in the hospital, but for students at UT to embody the volunteer spirit in the season of love. Other Valentine's treats were also offered to students who stopped to make a special card. Ainsley Daniel, the co-director of the committee, said this year they chose the Children's Hospital, but next could be different.
What it is Valentine's Day, and every year we have a different theme as to our philanthropy for it. So this year we're making cards for East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Next year it could be for a local nursing home. So we just try to switch it up every so often.
The cards were delivered to the hospital on Valentine's Day for this special cause to the Knoxville area.
Students commemorate the father of the evolution's birthday by organizing Darwin's Day. February the 12th marks Charles Darwin's 208th birthday. Darwin's Day was a week-long celebration that honors this revolutionary scientist. Darwin is best known for his work as a naturalist and his development of the theory of evolution to explain biological change. This year's event kicked off with a birthday party on February the 5th in McClung Museum. Organizers hope Darwin's Day will help people understand evolution and the significance of Darwin's scientific contributions.
As I'm sure most of you have noticed, construction for the second Lake Avenue parking garage is well underway with hopes of opening in 2018. The 8-story garage will be adjacent to the current garage on Lake Avenue. The garage is expected to add approximately 1,000 parking spaces and will supply parking for commuters, staff, and special events. The project will also include cosmetic and maintenance upgrades to the existing parking garage structure and utilities. However, this adds road closures and congestion to Lake Avenue and Terrace Avenue. The project is estimated to finish in 2018.
Overall, I think it's going to end up being really good for the campus. It's going to add a lot of parking because they're building essentially another one of these garages right next to it. Pretty much double the space of parking for all of the dorms that they're building along here.
Officials hope this garage will alleviate congestion and accommodate students, faculty, and staff.
2 years ago, thousands of high school students across Tennessee took advantage of 2 years of free community college through the Tennessee Promise. and now these students are graduating with associate degrees and moving on to four-year institutions. For the University of Tennessee, this means a large number of transfer applicants among the thousands they already receive. The same requirements will still be in place for transfer students who are applying to UT, but the process could become more competitive. Larry Long, the University of Tennessee's Assistant Transfer Student Director, told TorchLight this is something that will take a lot of adjusting for the university.
In terms of competitiveness, I think we will still have our general admission major requirements and be able to find majors or help students find majors that are in line with their career aspirations and goals.
UT is uncertain how many transfer applications they will receive.
Thousands of protesters took to the streets once again last Saturday. This time, activists both for and against Planned Parenthood had rallies outside over 200 of their clinics across the country. The road leading up to Planned Parenthood building in Knoxville was crowded with dozens of people protesting against the women's health organization's practice of abortion, calling for Congress to defund the program. At the same time, dozens of counter-protesters gathered across the street to advocate for Planned Parenthood, claiming that their services were vital resources for women's health and wellness. This clash of protesters, however, remained civil, as the activists were not wanting to ignite violence, but to simply make their voices heard.
Last Saturday also marked the 4th annual TEDx-UTK conference at the Clarence Brown Theater. TED, standing for Technology, Entertainment, and Design, is a global program of conferences that features individuals who have ideas worth spreading. Saturday's event featured local speakers delivering educational talks covering a variety of topics ranging from gardening to robotics. And at the conclusion of the lectures, listeners were encouraged to gather and discuss the topics presented during the program with each other and the speakers themselves.
I took Instagram, which is used for posting selfies, and just used it for an entirely different purpose. Today we have so many things that are available to us that we can easily do our businesses with. We just have to use this idea of how can we disrupt these standard things creatively.
TEDx UTK 2017 was a great success, and members of this organization are already looking forward to next year's event.
Well, take a look at this. Terry Jackson is from Atlanta, Georgia. Every year on Valentine's Day, he drives around handing out roses to anybody he sees in his 1957 Chevy Chevelle, decked out in his bright red suit. Ever since his granddaughter started school at the University of Tennessee, he began driving 3.5 hours to Knoxville in order to give her, her friends, and anybody else roses to wish them a happy Valentine's Day. Well, my Valentine's Day was made yesterday from getting a rose from that cute grandpa.
Well, I wish I could say the same, but I didn't get one, but maybe next year my Valentine's Day will be special like that.
Yes, we'll have to go out and get one.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys, for our first episode of TorchLight News.
And make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up with all of your UT news.
And catch us every Tuesday morning at 90.3 The Rock. I'm Elizabeth Longmire.
And I'm Cameron Rowlett. Have a great day, UT.